We all know the story of Harry Potter, the boy who suffered. But what if he just stopped? What happens when the hero finally says enough is enough? That's exactly what we're diving into today. A look at the powerful first chapter of a fanfic that pushes Harry right to his breaking point. Let's get into it. All right, so let's set the scene. It's only been 9 days since Sirius's death. 9 days. And Harry is just drowning. He's drowning under the weight of that prophecy Dumbledore finally confirmed. I mean, think about it. It's not just some vague prediction, right? It's basically a death sentence hanging over his head. It's this constant, crushing reminder that his entire life is defined by a war he never even asked for. So that brings us to part 1, grief and numbness. He's trapped back at number 4, Privet Drive, and he's not really processing his grief. He's just completely submerged in it, totally isolated, totally numb to everything happening around him. And the story uses this one word that just perfectly nails his state of mind. It says Harry doesn't feel like he's living. He's merely existing. And wow, that's such a crucial difference, isn't it? It means he's just going through the motions. He's stuck in this horrible holding pattern of pure pain. And you want to know why? Because his mind is a prison. Whether he's awake or asleep, these 4 moments are just playing on this endless, torturous loop. You've got Sirius falling through the veil, the rage as he chases Bellatrix, the failure to cast an unforgivable curse, that moment of realizing he can't be that hateful, and then boom, Dumbledore confirming the prophecy. There is literally no escape from it. Okay, so with all of that swirling inside him, we get to part 2, the line is crossed. This is the moment a seemingly ordinary, awful morning at the Dursleys is about to be the trigger for a fundamental change in Harry. This isn't just another bad day. Oh no, this is the day the dam finally breaks. And just look at how fast it all happens. It's this chain reaction of just petty, everyday cruelty that suddenly ignites this explosive rage. Dudley trips him, the coffee spills, Vernon attacks. It's a script we've seen before, right? A depressingly familiar one. But it's that last little detail, Dudley's reaction, that changes everything. And this is so important. It wasn't the physical pain of Vernon's punch that broke him. Not at all. It was the psychological horror of seeing Dudley grin. In that one single expression, Harry sees the exact same hateful joy he's seen on the faces of Death Eaters. And just like that, his 2 worlds of suffering, the magical and the mundane, they suddenly violently collide. In that realization, it triggers an instant shift inside him, which brings us right to part 3, an act of defiance. All that grief, all that rage from the past 9 days, it just comes rushing to the surface and hardens into pure steel. The passive victim, he's gone. And in his place, a rebel is born. You can see the change in this one single action. As Vernon swings at him again, Harry does something he has never done before in his life. He catches the fist. He stops the attack dead. It's such a simple physical act, but my God, it represents this massive psychological rebellion. And the contrast is just stark. You know, the old Harry, he would have apologized. He would have cowered and just taken the beating. But not this Harry. This Harry refuses. He actually says the words, "No, no more." He stops the violence. And then, and this is the most important part, he makes the choice to just walk out. You can tell everything you need to know from what he packs. He only grabs the absolute essentials for this new life he's starting. His wand, obviously, that's a must. The money from Gringotts, that's just practical. The letters from his friends, that's his connection to the people who actually care about him. But look at what he doesn't take. He leaves his school trunk behind. That's a statement. This isn't a student running away for the summer. This is a soldier leaving his old life behind for good. And as Vernon gives him one last empty threat, if you walk out that door, don't you ever come back, Harry gives him the perfect punctuation to his exit. With 16 years of pure contempt, he just looks at them and says, "Go to hell." And then he deliberately slams the door. He's not just slamming a door on a house, he's slamming it on an entire chapter of his suffering. And just like that, he's free. This brings us to part 4, crossing the threshold. For the very first time, Harry is truly on his own. He is marching away from the Muggle world, but this time it is 100% on his terms. There's no escort, there's no plan from Dumbledore, it's just him. And then you get this wonderful, kind of quirky moment where he re-enters his world. The night bus shows up, of course, and this small, slightly absurd little chat with the driver, "My name's Dan, not Stan. Stan drives nights." It signals this immediate shift in tone. He's left the sterile, gray misery of Privet Drive, and he's back in the wonderfully weird and magical world where he actually belongs. I mean, the speed of it all is just stunning when you think about it. In the span of about half an hour, he goes from being a prisoner in his abusive relative's house to standing at the entrance of Diagon Alley. The swiftness of his escape is, well, it's both dizzying and incredibly liberating. So now he's free, he's back in his own world, and Harry has to make his first truly independent choice. And that brings us to our final section, Part 5, A New Destination. With no one telling him where to go or what to do, where does he turn? And his decision? It's just perfect. It's not some grand strategic plan. It's a simple human choice. He decides to go to the burrow, right? The closest thing he has ever had to a real home. And it's all driven by this new mantra he's adopted for the day: what the hell? He's done overthinking. He's just doing. And that is exactly where this chapter leaves us. Think about it. By refusing to be a victim just one more time, Harry has completely upended the trajectory of his own story. He has rejected the role of the suffering martyr that was kind of forced on him. So the real question becomes, a Harry Potter who refuses to suffer is no longer a pawn. So what happens when he decides to become a player?